another really warm welcome to the Comfy Cozy Club. So as long as we're practicing from home, we thought we'd open a Comfy Cozy Club, the home version, the snugglier version of Studio Natuurlijk with a lot more pajamas, a lot more pets, but still the same yoga and mindful movement. So an extra welcome. So take a moment to get comfortable. So take what you need, make sure you have everything you need around you, maybe taking a pillow or a blanket out for our final Shavasana. So because we're on the summertime, I have the curtains open today, so that should be exciting. I much prefer having the curtains open. However, I'm just wondering if we will have any neighbors being up against the window looking in on what's going on, but that might be an extra feature too. So let's get started. We're going to start in a cross-legged seat. So take a moment to really land in your cross-legged seat, and maybe take a moment to just lift the outsides of your legs out as you turn the inside of your legs in. So just widening the sitting bones a little bit. And then take a moment to bring your palms of your hands down onto your legs. And then relax your shoulders down. Really reach the crown of your head all the way up. And close your eyes. So you're here. You've made it. Sometimes just showing up takes a lot of discipline. Especially when we're not feeling our best. So take a moment of real gratitude for yourself, for showing up here. Usually the first minute is the hardest one. It's truly a gift you've given to yourself. And as we anchor into some gratitude for ourselves, maybe extend that gratitude out to something else. Maybe something or someone you really love. Maybe immediately things come to mind. Maybe you just keep it super simple and you're thankful for this moment, your breath. And as we ground into some gratitude, start anchoring into your breath. So just notice the natural ebb and flow of the breath. And notice where you feel the breath the most. So where is the breath moving the body the most? And then think about lifting your heart up every time you breathe in. And think about sliding the shoulders down every time you breathe out. So lifting up through the heart as you breathe in. Just melting the shoulders down the back body as you breathe out. Starting to grow a little taller. Starting to soften the shoulders. And just dropping the day thus far. Any worries that you might been carrying around on your shoulders. As you exhale, just let those worries slide down the back body. I love that expression, like water off a duck's back. Okay, now breathe in as you roll the shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale as you roll the shoulders down and away. And just twice more, breathe in as you roll the shoulders up to your ears. And exhale as you roll the shoulders down and away. Final one, take a really deep breath in. And then keep the shoulders down. And bring your hands into a prayer. So bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra, palms of the hands together. And as we make this movement, connecting the palms of the hands, we're already acknowledging that best version of ourselves, but also extending it out. Seeing that best version, that highest version in each other. Take a moment to bow your nose down to your fingertips. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Keep rolling the shoulders away from your ears. And then take a moment to set out an intention for your practice. And maybe it's just to keep anchoring into what you're grateful for. Maybe it's just to keep really close to that highest version of yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to feel really good today or that you have to nail every pose. It means you choose to listen to what's going on. And then just allow the corners of the mouth to lift up. And then bring your head back on top of your spine as you flutter the eyelids open. And then take a really deep breath in as you circle the arms all the way up, really creating length and space. And as you exhale, just circle the arms all the way down. Starting to connect the movement to the breath. So let the breath come first, breathing in, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, just circle the arms down. Once more, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, circle the arms down. Now we're going to come into mermaid legs. So we're going to bring the right leg out to the side until your left foot is on top of your right leg. And now with your right hand, take hold of your right ankle. Breathe in as you float the left arm all the way up, really lengthening out through that left side body. And then as you exhale, just take it up and over, reaching the fingertips away from you. Turn the nose up towards your upper arm, lengthening through the neck. And now really slowly, we're going to take that left hand down towards the floor. Spread the fingers really wide. So grip the mat with your fingertips. So bring the hand down. And now we're going to bring the right arm all the way up as we lift the hips out in front, pressing the hips forward, and really reaching the right fingertips all the way back. So opening up through the front body. If this is too much, you're welcome to keep your hips down. So really coming out of that everyday posture and opening up through the front body. So take one more really deep breath in. And now think about your favorite bird taking a really graceful landing back down onto its branch. If you have a favorite bird. Okay, we're going to swing the legs out to the other side. So connecting the sole of the right foot on top of the left leg. With your left hand, take a hold of your left ankle. Breathe in as you reach the right fingertips all the way up. Now really start by lengthening. Breathe in. And as you exhale, take your arm up and over. And then just start spiraling your heart up towards the ceiling. So bring your nose up towards your upper arms and stay really active through your fingertips. And now as you exhale, bring the right hand down, spreading the fingers really wide, keeping any weight off of the wrist. And as you breathe in, lift your hips, circle the left arm out behind you, reaching the fingertips back, sending the hips forward. So feel that expansion through the front. Take a really deep breath in. Reconnect to your favorite bird. And really slowly take it all the way down towards the floor. Now we're going to take it onto all fours. So take a moment to find your alignment, find yourself or center yourself on the mat. Bring your knees underneath your hips, bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. And then curl your toes under. Once again, really press away through all 10 fingertips. So I really like that image of gecko fingers being sucked up to the mat. And then start to lift the lower belly in. Reach the crown of the head all the way forward to find that core connection. And now even though we're not doing anything here, I want you to energetically start pulling your hands back. And I want you to energetically start pulling your knees forward. So kind of as if you'd like to crumple up the mat. So I hope that this translates into your core muscles. So hopefully you feel a bit of a pulling in effect. And maybe this is enough, but maybe press away from the mat even more until your knees start to hover. Now breathe. Notice what this pose does to your breath. So it's really a plank variation, but I really like the name hovering cat pose. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, keep your neck long, keep the hands pulling back, keep the knees pulling forward. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down, knees down. Flip onto the tops of your feet. And then we're just going to lower down, so from a hovering cat into a puppy pose. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, spread the fingers wide, and now energetically again, pull the mat from left to right. So keep spreading those fingers really wide. Walk your knees back, tilt the pelvis all the way up, and then melt your forehead down to the floor, melt your heart down to the earth. If you find that you don't have any space here, you might need to walk your knees back even further. And then breathe. So maybe in this one, think about a puppy you really like. This is a horrible, horrible practice for animal haters. Okay, now as you breathe in, bring your gaze forward and slowly come all the way down onto your belly. So taking it slow, soft landing onto the belly, and now pull your hands back. So aligning your fingertips with your shoulders, pull your elbows into your waistline, press into the tops of your feet, lengthen the crown of the head forward, and as you breathe in, you're going to lift up, so keep pulling the elbows back, coming into a cobra. And then as you exhale, lower back down. So feel the strength in the back body, feel the opening into the front body, and this is a really great flow to reconnect to the breath. So start to ride the wave of the breath, listening to the sound of your breath, breathing in as you lift, and exhaling as you lower. So maybe coming into that audible Ujjayi breathing, that ocean breath. Feeling the wave rise up and feeling the wave crash down. 2 more cycles. And then bring your nose down towards the floor as you curl your toes under. Now really send your heels back. Press into your hands, keep the elbows hugging into the waistline as we lift up into a plank. So really press away from the mat. So if you're really pressing away here, that should make it impossible for you to hang out into your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, send your weight all the way back into downward facing dog. And as you do so, I'm just going to take off 1 layer of clothing, just a sweater. And then as you're in downward facing dog, take a moment to just bring the heels down one at a time. So taking your dog for a little walk. Starting to stretch out through the backs of the legs. Make sure your hands are as wide as your shoulders and your feet are as wide as your hips. So give yourself lots of space. And then find your stillness. So you're welcome to keep your legs bent. If you want to give yourself a bit more space, really keep the shoulders rolling out, the elbows looking in. Keep the neck really long. And then take a really deep breath in through your nose. And a warm exhale out through the mouth. Say, breathe and look over to the front edge of the mat. I'm just going to walk the feet up, coming into a forward fold. So bringing the feet hip width apart. And then bending the legs, so you want to bring your belly really close to your legs. Maybe take a moment to grab your elbows, so letting go of any tension in the upper back, in the neck, ragdolling, so really let yourself become heavy here. And just sway from side to side, keep the breath going. Align your ears with your upper arms. And come to center, let go of the elbows. Now breathe in as you lift up halfway. Bring your hands underneath your knees. Once again, lengthen the crown of the head all the way out towards the front edge of your room. pull the shoulders away from your ears. And now think about that hovering cat pose. So really pull the lower belly in. Find that core connection as we send the arms all the way out. Don't hyperextend your knees. So pull the pinkies in just a little so that we're opening up to the shoulders. And as you exhale, come all the way back down to your forward fold. Now bend your knees. So send your hips all the way back. So really coming or bringing, excuse me, deepening that hip crease, if that's a thing. Okay, now send your arms forward. We're going to lift the heart up. Take a really deep breath in, coming into an intense pose. And now as you exhale, let the pinkies drop down. Imagine someone standing behind you, taking a hold of your pinkies, pulling your pinkies back as you roll your shoulders back. Now lengthen your tailbone down. Now really press into your feet, breathe in, lift all the way up, coming into an extended mountain pose. And then as you exhale, that was a lamp. As you exhale, sit down, drop the pinkies down, roll the shoulders away from your ears. So ground down to lift up, breathe in to lift. And exhaling to sit down. 2 more. Breathe in to lift. And exhaling to sit down. Okay, breathe in to lift, come all the way up. And this time bring the palms of your hands together as you come all the way down through the center line, coming back into your forward fold. Now breathe in to lift up halfway, flat back extend, really reach the crown of your head all the way forward. Exhale, fold it down. Plant the hands, breathe in, step into your plank. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, let's take 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Keeping the neck really long, keep the shoulders rolling out. And just let the breath move you from within. The next time you breathe in, drop your knees down to the floor. And as you exhale, lift the lower belly in, say. Align your wrist with your shoulders. Breathe in, send your right leg all the way out. And just flex through the right foot as you plant it into an imaginary wall. So keep your hips in line. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward. And now just extend the left arm forward. If that's too much, you're welcome to keep it down. So once again, just coming into that core strength. So when our core muscles are strong, it really changes the way we feel. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower it down. Same thing on the other side, starting with the left leg. So breathe in to send the left leg out long. Pressing it into an imaginary wall. Bring the left pinky toe down just to make sure that you're not hanging out into your right hip. And maybe this is enough, or reach your right arm forward. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly bring it down. Curl your toes under. Maybe walk your hands out just a step so you have enough space, because we're going to lift back up into downward facing dog. Bring your hands as wide as your shoulders, bring your feet as wide as your hips. Now lower the left heel down. Keep pressing into the ball joint of your left foot to lift the right leg all the way up. Take it really slowly. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right knee over towards the right elbow. So coming into a plank, shifting the weight forward. Breathe in to extend it out. So really press away through your right foot, getting active through your right toes. And now as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your left elbow. And if this is too much, just keep your left knee down, working from all fours. Breathe in to really send it all the way back. Now shift forward, so pull the left heel over the ball of the left foot as we step the right foot up towards our right thumb. Breathe in, send the crown of the head forward. And as you exhale, lower the left knee down to the floor. Now press away from the mat. Breathe in, bring both arms all the way up, coming into a crescent lunge. And as you exhale, pull your pinkies back, send your upper body forward. And then once again, just think about somebody standing behind you, taking hold of your pinkies, rolling the shoulder blades in towards each other. And as you exhale, take your hands down to the floor. Breathe in, lift the left knee up. Exhale, shift into downward facing dog. Now we're going to ride the wave of the breath. Breathe in to send your weight all the way forward into your plank. And as you exhale, from your toes or your knees, hover down to the floor. Breathe in, the wave rises. Come into your baby cobra. Exhale, the wave falls nose down to the floor. Curl the toes under. Breathe in, lift up into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really roll the shoulders out. Catch your breath. Now lower the right heel down. Really press down through the ball joint of your right foot, grounding down to lift up as you float the left leg up, active through your left toes. And then as you exhale, bring your left knee towards your left elbow. See if you can touch. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your left knee over towards your right elbow. See if you can touch. Gripping the mat with your fingertips, staying out of the wrists. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And then exhale, step your left foot up to your left thumb. So create space by pressing away from the mat. Breathe in, reach the crown of the head forward. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, lower the right knee down to the floor. Hug the inner thighs in. Breathe in, bring your arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, send your weight forward. Pull your pinkies back. Flying. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in. And exhale, plant the hands. Breathe in, lift the right knee up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now once again, see if you can let the breath come first. Breathe in, float into your plank. Exhale, from toes or knee, hover all the way down, or maybe halfway down this time. Breathe in, cobra, or maybe an upward facing dog. Really press into the tops of your feet wherever you are. And then make your way back into downward facing dog. You're always welcome to take a child's pose. So you can meet your edge. Hopefully your heart rate is going up a little bit. Maybe you're even starting to break a sweat. But you're never forcing yourself. You're never overdoing it. So we never want to leave the mat feeling completely depleted of energy. We want to feel re-energized. So breathe and look over to the front edge of the mat as you step or walk your feet up. Forward fold. And then as you take a really deep breath in, halfway lift, flat back extend. So really reach the crown of your head away. Feel the sitting bones spreading out left to right. And as you exhale, fold. Bend your legs, so really send your hips back. Think about a public toilet, why not? Breathe in, send your arms forward, coming into an intense pose. Lengthen your tailbone down. Now keep pressing into your feet to lift yourself all the way up. Really extending through the front body. And then as you exhale, bend your legs, drop your pinkies down. Roll the shoulders away from your ears as we come back into that intense pose variation. Now keep your legs bent and breathe in. Just send your arms back out. Lift your heart. As you exhale, sink down a little deeper. Breathe in, lift your heart. Exhale, sink down a little deeper. Now breathe in, lift all the way up. Extended mountain pose. Palms of the hands together. And as you exhale, waterfall it down all the way back into your forward fold. Ooh. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, step into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now breathe in, we're going to lift the left leg all the way up. So starting with the left this time. So stroking the air with your toes. Now pull the right heel over the ball of the right foot. Really press away from the mat as you hug your knee into your chest and step your left foot up towards your left thumb. So making sure it arrives. It doesn't have to be a graceful movement. Breathe in, reach the crown of the head forward. And now we're going to walk towards the long side of the mat. So coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Turn your heels out just a bit. Turn your big toes in just a bit. Now breathe in to really lengthen out. So press into your feet. Reach the crown of the head all the way forward, so think flat back, extend. And then as you exhale, fold from the hips, so really coming all the way down. Maybe you're coming down an inch, right? Maybe you're able to bring the crown of your head all the way down into the floor. Maybe you're saving that for your next lifetime. So wherever you are, don't lose the breath. So if you're not breathing, you need to ease it up a little bit. Maybe give yourself a bit more space. So feel the sitting bones spreading out left to right. Pull the shoulders away from your ears and feel the strength through the legs. So really drawing strength up from the earth through the insides of the legs all the way into the pelvis. And then breathe up as you breathe up. Breathe in as you lift up halfway. Now we're going to take it over towards our right foot, lifting through the right heel. We're going to send our hips down, flexing through your left foot, and then slowly coming down. So maybe this is impossible for your body. Maybe this is impossible for your knee. So you're always welcome to adjust, maybe staying in that wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you're able to bring your heel all the way down into the floor. So taking a moment to notice, and then bring your palms of your hands all the way in front of the heart. Now I'm saying that like that's super easy, but maybe you're keeping your fingertips down. And then take a really deep breath in, open up. So roll the shoulders back, active through your left toes. So, you know that scene in The Matrix where, I think it's Matrix 2, where Trinity lands off of her motorcycle. It's kind of that pose. And otherwise it's on Netflix. Slowly, we're going to lift ourselves back up. So bring our fingertips down towards the floor. And now we're going to come all the way back into our low lunge. So lifting our right heel up. Take a deep breath in, look forward, heart forward. Exhale, lower your right knee down to the floor. Breathe in, send your arms all the way up. Now your choice. Maybe bringing the pinkies down just as we've done before. Maybe lift the right knee, send the right heel back as you bring your arms down. Once again, flying from a high lunge, pulling the left hip back, pressing away from the mat, pulling that lower belly in. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower down. We're going to twist. Press into your right hand. Breathe in as you pull the left elbow up. Send the left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Now lift up from the mat. So lift those hips just an inch. And then as you exhale, take your left hand down to the floor. Breathe in, step into your plank. Now yogi's choice. Maybe coming into downward facing dog and staying there. Or from downward facing dog, find your breath and find your flow. So really your choice. Maybe taking a child's pose. As long as you're moving with the breath or breathing. Okay, let's take 2 really deep breaths in downward facing dog. So align your ears with your upper arms. And then let the heels become really heavy. Lower the left heel down. Breathe in as you lift the right leg all the way up. And then as you exhale, step the right foot up towards the right thumb. Breathe in to reach the crown of the head forward. And as you exhale, once again, we're going to pivot. So coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Turning the big toes in, turning the heels out. And then start to get really strong through the legs again. So take a deep breath in as you reach the crown of your head forward. And then maybe staying here, or maybe start to make your way into your wide-legged forward fold. So if your hands are down, think about pressing the mat forward as you bring the crown of your head down towards the floor. I think I might just make this my thumbnail. Okay, take a deep breath here. Keep those legs super strong. And then And as you breathe in, lift up halfway, lengthen the crown of the head forward. Then start to soften your knees as you bring your weight towards your left foot. So lift the left heel or keep it down if you're super flexible. Extend the right leg, really flexing through the right foot. And then maybe just keeping your fingertips down. Maybe bringing the palms of the hands together. Hands into a prayer. And now move slowly. So bring your hands back down. Lift up from your hips as you make your way, kind of crawl your way all the way back to the front edge of the mat. And then take a deep breath in, reach the crown of the head forward. And then as you exhale, lower the left knee down to the floor. Breathe in, bring the arms all the way up. And then maybe keep your knee down, or as you exhale, send your left heel back. As you send your arms back, reach the crown of the head forward. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Feel that lower belly pulling in. Feel that core strength. As you exhale, lower your hands down to the floor, left hand down. Breathe in to pull up from the right elbow. Twisting, opening, heart revolving up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand back down to the floor. Breathe in, step into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move with the breath as we flow. Breathe in, plank, or skipping it of course. Exhale, chaturanga, hover down, resist gravity. Breathe in, cobra or upward facing dog, opening through the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Maybe your breath started to speed up a little. See if you can calm it down. On your next breath in, lower your knees down to the floor. As you exhale, say and then just pull your hands back, coming into a child's pose, bringing the backs of the hands down into the floor, dropping the forehead down to the floor, and really let the shoulders round forward. Breathe into the lower back. Soften. And maybe returning to that sense of gratitude for yourself, for shaking things up. So when we spend a lot of time inside, stagnant, we tend to get into a bit more of a low vibration. It's really good to shake it up. Let go of any stagnant energy, work through any tension. So again, really a gift you're giving yourself. So if you can show up for yourself, if you have that discipline, how amazing are you? So trust in yourself. Press into the tops of your feet as you roll yourself up. Now keep pressing away from the mat, keep pressing away from the earth. Breathe in as you lift up, bring the arms all the way up. And then just bring one hand underneath your belly button, so onto the lower belly. And bring one hand onto your tailbone. And now think about pulling those hands together. You should feel the lower belly really pulling in, coming back into that core strength. Now maybe your glute muscles, your butt is like, see if you can relax the glute muscles. So my own yoga teacher used to say, like, you kind of have a smile in your glute muscles, but maybe that's a really weird image. Okay, breathe in, bring your arms all the way up. Keep that core strength going, that pulling in. And then as you exhale, you're just going to lean back as you turn your pinkies in, so the shoulders are rotating out. Breathe in to lift up. And now exhale, really pull the lower belly in. See if you can find your own flow. Three more. Keep the heart lifted. Okay, breathe in, bring your arms all the way up, spread your fingers really wide as we return to downward facing dog. So see if you can move slowly here, especially in between the poses. So setting yourself up for your best downward facing dog. This is the final bit of yang, the final bit of sweatiness we've been working towards. So breathe in, float the right leg up by grounding the left foot down. And now you're just going to bring your right knee towards your right elbow. You can always drop your left knee down if you're getting really unhappy with me here. Just take it around for 3 circles. So right elbow, left knee, and left elbow and around. Right elbow, left elbow, and I'll send it all the way back into 3-legged dog. So hopefully you really felt your core there, because this time we're going to step the right foot up towards the right thumb. See if you can make a soft landing, and if you can't, that's fine. Breathe and reach the crown of your head forward. And now just soften that back leg, because we're going to see if we can lift all the way up into a standing split. Now align your hips. So press away from the sole of your left foot, bring your left pinky toe down, and then reach the crown of the head forward. Now maybe you need to keep your fingers here. If there's a lot of pressure in that right hip, just bring your left toes back down and align your hips, and then lift back up. Maybe a little less high. Maybe send your arms out next to your body. Pull your pinkies back, open up through the heart. Really pressing away through the sole of that left foot, so your left toes are active, the crown of the head is reaching forward, and now notice how your face is doing. See if you can smile, or at least look a little happier. And I really trust. We're going to bring the left foot down. So trust that the floor is there. High lunge. Breathe in, bring both arms all the way up. Lift the left heel over the ball of the left foot. Breathe, smile. And then as you exhale, take your hands down to the floor. Breathe in, step into your plank. Now keep your hands where they are, keep your feet where they are, and just move your hips. Feel those core muscles. Hands don't move, feet don't move. It's just a very gentle sway in the hips. And take it into downward facing dog. Maybe take a vinyasa, maybe skip it, maybe take a child's pose. So again, a question. What do you need? What feels right on your body? Meeting in downward facing dog as we take it into the other side. So really lower the right heel down, press down into your right foot as you lift the left leg all the way up. Roll the shoulders out as you send your hips, your weight forward. Bring your left knee towards your left elbow and just circling it around. I'm saying that like it's super easy, but hopefully you're connected to your core here. Let's do one more round, one more circle. And then send it all the way back into 3-legged dog. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, step your left foot up towards your left thumb. Once again, making sure it arrives. Doesn't get stuck halfway. Breathe in, reach the crown of your head forward. And then start to soften that back knee, just so you can find a bit of momentum, a bit of lift. Maybe just stay working here. Maybe coming into that half splits pose. Now once again, I want you to take your core strength with you here, not dropping into your left hip. So think about pressing that right foot into an imaginary wall. Bring your right pinky toe down, and then lift up from the right inner thigh. Reach the crown of the head forward. So we need that length to engage that core strength. And then maybe keep your fingertips down, or maybe send your arms back. So slight bend in your left leg. Really lift up through the entire back of your right leg. So don't just let your right hip do all of the lifting. Breathe. Smile. Notice that if you fall down, you're okay too. And then slowly bring the right foot down. Trust. Land. Breathe in. Bring your arms all the way up. Pull the right heel over the ball of the right foot as you press away from the mat. Magnetize those inner thighs. And then as you exhale, take it all the way down. Ooh. Okay, final chance for a vinyasa. So take it or leave it. Maybe moving through your flow. Maybe straight into downward facing dog. And then when you are ready, we're going to meet in child's pose. So bringing the knees together, pulling the hands back, bringing the forehead down to the floor, softening the fingertips, and breathing. Catching your breath. Notice how you feel. Feel the skin of your back expand as you breathe in. Feel the skin of your back soften as you breathe out. And then press into the tops of your feet as you roll yourself all the way up. Bring your hands out in front. We're just going to curl the toes under. Now walk yourself back, so lift your knees as you come into a Yogi Squat. So maybe you're someone who can bring the heels all the way down. Maybe you need to keep your heels lifted a bit. So just notice what feels right on your body. And if this just isn't for you, that's fine. You can always bring your shins down into the floor and just work here, or maybe even in a cross-legged seat. So a Yogi Squat is really a grounding pose. So when we are able to trust in ourselves, we have that grounding. That idea that we're fine, that we're strong, that if we fall down, we get creative and are always able to find a way. So whilst I'm talking, maybe you're dying here. So you're always welcome to adjust. Wherever you are, we're going to bring the hands behind the head. And then just bring your chin down to your chest, fold your elbows in, and let your arms become heavy. Now I want you to really press into your feet. So feel the stretch in the neck. Feel the strength in the legs. Bowing the head down. One more breath. And slowly bring your fingertips down towards the floor. And we're just going to land, so sitting bones down onto the floor, and extend your legs all the way out, and that should feel really good. So lengthen the legs out long. Going to zip up through the legs. Really press the backs of your legs down. Now, if this is impossible for your body, you can always bend your legs a little bit, giving yourself a bit more space. Then breathe in as you float the arms all the way up. And exhale as you float the arms all the way down. Breathe in, lifting it up. Exhale, floating it down. Okay, breathe in, lift up. And then this time use that length as you come forward, taking hold of wherever you can take hold. So maybe that's your feet, maybe that's your upper legs, maybe it's somewhere in between. And then instead of getting really ambitious here, just see if you can soften a bit more and really let your shoulders slide down the back. So if that means that it feels really good to bend your legs a bit more, just bend your legs a bit more. So don't be ambitious, be kind. One more breath. As you breathe in, look up. And as you exhale, just roll yourself all the way up. extend the right leg out. As you bring the left foot down, so about a hand's worth of space in between your foot and your leg. And then hug the right arm around the left leg. So give yourself a tight hug, and everything that touches the mat is really rooting down to find that lift within the spine. Bring your left hand behind you. Breathe in to lift up even more. And use your exhale to move into the twist. Pressing your arm into your leg and your leg into your arm. Breathe. And then turn your nose back towards the front of the room. Drop your left leg out. So left foot is on the inside of the right leg. Now bring the left hand behind or next to the left hip. Point through the right foot and breathe in as you lift the hips. Bring the right arm up and overhead. Send your hips forward, send your fingertips back. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, here we go again, that really soft landing. I keep realizing I don't even have a favorite bird. If you do, let me know. Okay, send your left leg out long. Bring your right foot down. About a hand's worth of space in between your foot and your leg. And then just hug the left arm around. Right hand behind. Now before we twist, we lift up. So breathe in to lengthen out through the spine. And as you exhale, start to move into your twist. So keep reaching the tips of the ears up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing your leg into your arm into the leg. And see if you can really slide the right shoulder down and away from your ear. And then slowly return to center. Hello. As you drop the right knee out to the side. Bring your right hand next to your right hip. Point through the left foot. And breathe in to lift it up. So you're spiraling that left arm all the way up. Press the hips forward. Send your fingertips all the way back. Take a really deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lower back down. And then just come to lie on your back. So you're going to pull your knees in towards your chest. And take a moment to massage your back. Really releasing the lower back into the floor. And if you've been doing a lot of sitting today, sometimes even just bringing your spine down to the floor feels so good. So feel the support on your back. Feeling the support of your yoga mat. And then just bring your right leg into a 90 degrees angle as you bring your left ankle on top of your right leg and you pull the back of the right leg in. So opening up through that left hip. Relax your shoulders down, keep your neck long. And think about pressing that right foot into an imaginary wall. And then maybe think about sending your breath into your left hip. As if you're sending a bit of warmth into that hip every time you breathe in. As if you're letting go of some tension every time you breathe out. So again, especially if you've been doing a lot of sitting, that hip is probably really tight. So see if we can find a bit of opening here to create a bit more space into the lower back as well. Release the hands but keep the legs where they are. As you open the legs out, the arms out left to right. Bring the left leg all the way over the right leg. Bring the right foot down into the floor. Now this is a bit of yoga for your brain. As we lift the hips and we bring the hips over to the left, and we drop the knees over to the right. Now if that is too big of a twist, just stack your legs one on top of the other. Bring your gaze over towards your left hand. Keep the right shoulder really heavy. And breathe into the lower belly. Okay, pull the lower belly in as we pull our knees back to center. And we just do the same thing on the other side. So bring your left leg into a 90 degrees angle. As you take a hold of the back of your left leg and pull the back of your left leg in. Think about pressing the left foot into an imaginary wall. Maybe even press your right elbow into your right leg. Keep the neck long, soften through the shoulders. And think about breathing into the right hip. Notice the difference between one side and the other. Excuse me, that is not your mat. And then open your arms out really wide as you cross the right leg over the left leg and drop the knees over to the left. So this is Wolfie, my assistant, everyone. Okay, bring your gaze over to the right. Keep the left shoulder really heavy. And see if you can breathe into the lower belly. Okay, pull the lower belly in as you slowly pull your knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Just take a hold of the insides of your feet. As you bring your knees out, the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. So we end with a happy baby pose. Let the shoulders become really heavy. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. And maybe think about a beautiful happy baby you know. And then maybe just shift your weight side to side as you massage the back even more. Getting a really great stretch in your groins here, in the upper legs. If this is a bit too much, you can also grab hold of your ankles or your shins. And then just take a couple of more breaths here, so you're welcome to play around. Maybe sending the legs out one at a time, maybe sending both legs out. If you have a plow pose in your practice and it would feel really good to come here, you're welcome to come there too. So you don't even have to make it a fancy yoga pose, just move in a way that feels really good for your body. And then slowly bring your toes together. As you send your legs out long, and start to prepare for Shavasana. So maybe you'd like to put on something warmer. Maybe you'd like to take your blanket out or take a pillow and bring it underneath your head. So this is the part where we get extra comfy and cozy. So just make sure that you are comfortable. And then when you're ready, really give yourself lots of space. So bring your legs as wide as your mat and just let your toes roll out. Bring the arms next to the body, the palms of the hands facing up. Maybe take a moment to just walk the shoulders underneath your heart. And if there's any discomfort on your lower back, you can bring your feet as wide as the mat and just drop the knees in. Finding a bit more support on the lower back. So just make sure that you are comfortable. And then start to let go of any active breathing. And if you find that there's any active breath still remaining in the body, maybe just take a couple of breaths in through the nose, sighing it out through the mouth. And just let the breath flow naturally. Feeling the breath just flowing, moving through the body. Also feeling the energies really naturally flowing through the body. And feel the support. And just surrender the weight of the body fully and completely. Soften the skin of your face. Soften your eyelids. Make sure you aren't clenching the teeth together. Maybe gently parting the lips. Soften the muscles of the neck. Feel the weight of your shoulders. The arms become heavy. The backs of the hands are heavy. Soften your fingers. Feel how heavy the back body is. Relaxing the muscles of the back. Feel the weight of the pelvis. The legs become heavy. The heels are heavy. Soften your feet. And soften your toes. And then just take a moment to surrender fully. And for a couple of breaths, just be here now. And let the breath become a little deeper. And just move your fingers and wiggle your toes as you start to wake yourself up in whichever way feels good to you, but staying really relaxed. Maybe taking a moment to stretch, to yawn, to give yourself one more really big hug. Then extend your right arm out long, creating a little pillow for the head. As you come to lie on your right side and just bring your knees in towards the chest a bit more. And then bring your left hand out in front as you slowly press yourself up back to a comfortable cross-legged seat. So keep your eyes closed just a moment longer. Bring your hands down wherever it feels right to you. And take a moment to notice how you feel. So once again, taking a moment to be really proud of showing up for yourself, taking that discipline. So sometimes things that make us feel the best take a lot more discipline than Netflixing and eating a lot of Doritos. So well done. Again, just taking a moment of gratitude for yourself. And then eat the Doritos. Open your eyes, breathe in, bring the arms all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together, and just bring your thumbs down to that third eye point as we take a really deep bow down, trusting in the highest version of ourselves. I hope you have a really great evening, a really relaxed evening. I hope you have a really great week, or at least a good week. And I would love to hear any feedback. Love to hear what your favorite bird or snack food is. I hope to see you really soon with any other feedback, any requests. I would love to hear as well. So the next live stream will be on Wednesday evening, a Dutch spoken Pilates from 8 to 9. So I really hope to see you then. Have a really good evening.